A follower recently asked me if the brain returns back to exactly the way it is post-concussion once you've recovered. And here's the answer. My name is Hillary. I am a licensed and certified speech-language pathologist who specializes in concussion and cognitive rehabilitation. The short answer to that is no, it does not return to exactly the same thing as it was, even if you have a so-called 100% recovery or return to baseline recovery. However, that's not always a bad thing. And you can kind of compare it to any other type of injury. If I break my arm or I undergo surgery to repair something, there's always going to be something that's different. The way that it heals, thank you. The way that the body heals, the scar tissue, other kind of issues that come up as far as like compensation for the injured side or things like that. There's always something a little bit extra that changes, and the brain is exactly the same. The pathways, the axonal pathways that are injured, either damaged or broken, are not necessarily going to repair themselves in the exact same way. But what the brain can do, and this was in a previous video, something called neuroplasticity, is that it can rewire itself, it can learn, it can make itself more efficient so that the brain can still function the exact same way that it did before, or at least to the point that you're not noticing anything impactfully different. But it wouldn't look exactly the same. Now, is this something that can be tested? No. When we talk about concussion, even like the highest level scanners that we have in the medical field are not going to be able to take, if someone had the scan before their injury and then they have the scan after the injury, they can't say, oh, well, that little tiny bit is a little bit different. So it is kind of conjecture, but we do know that the injury happens at the axonal, the cellular level, and that is where, because the damage is there, you're not necessarily gonna repair those exact cells, especially if cell death was involved. But again, it does not mean you don't recover and you don't return to your baseline. So brain is not going to look the same, but it can still function great.